ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first roundup of day one of round 7 of the National Horseboarding Championships here at Cheshire Showground with Living Heritage Game and Country Fairs. And what a morning it has already been. So we're going to start with the novice class. There's only one team in the novice class, that is Chasing Tails, a new junior team combination, and very interesting to see how they kind of come forward.
Yeah, it's really interesting watching the fact that Mickey, the Horse and Pony Express, is being used there. The rider, very, very young, very new combination. Saw some work from him, wasn't quite going well for the first few runs. The angles that the pony and the rider were taking were just putting Ash off, the board rider, as she was getting left behind on the rope and taken off balance while racing.
Yeah, and it is very much about experience. They've already won the competition, so they're going to go home with 10 points and that first place rosette. But it's all about experience, because when we go to Sandringham and to Bowood later on in the year, there's going to be a lot more attending teams who are going to be in the novice. So this is great 3 days race experience that they're going to get in front of the crowds with the pony.
Well, yeah, you can see there that they've started already to gel. Their first 3 runs, they worked through. They couldn't quite gel together, and then on their 4th run, they came out. They put conservative time down of 65.13. but started to work well as a team. Yeah,
and that's what we're going to see them develop, and we expect that time over the weekend to plummet, really, hopefully. So going on to the intermediates, 3 teams eventually entered the intermediate category, and we did have other teams that were meant to be here, but for many reasons they didn't quite make it. So in 3rd place with a time of 68.9 is Pony Express. Now, Pony Express, a new pony, a smaller pony, I mentioned it yesterday, but this pony is very lively, very rapid. Rider rides it very well, and to be honest, if it was a 16-hand horse,
it would be uncontrollable.
It would be uncontrollable. It would be something like Naboo.
I think it would.
It's almost like Naboo now, and it's tiny.
It's a pocket Naboo.
Yeah, a pocket Naboo, mini Naboo. So really good to see. Although did run out of steam pretty quickly as the competition went on, but the track will go faster as the track is scorched out by the boards. It doesn't look like the ground's going to break up much, which is good for the racing. So then we move to 2nd place
with 7.87 seconds ahead of Pony Express is 50 Shades of Bay. Now, we've spoken about the fact that they're now racing in the intermediate this weekend due to a substitution. Working well. I'm not quite sure if Danny's got the pace.
Danny the horse, yeah.
Danny the horse has got the pace on him. They've put a lot of time training into their other horse.
Yeah.
He's not been able to come this weekend because of an abscess in the foot. They bought Danny, and I think you can see it a little bit. Yeah. He is not quite racing fit.
Yeah, they've not. It doesn't look like he wasn't the fastest horse anyway when he was racing previously. But you could see he kind of came off the pace. And of course, in 1st place is Bruises Easily, who started the day on a 61.84. So their first run was 8.1 of a second slower than 50 Shades' final run, and their final run, or their middle run rather, was 52.18, which was a massive improvement.
But which was really interesting, they came out of their 3rd run and they just went round really nonchalant around the place and still got a 54.55, almost like, well, we can't withdraw, let's see if another team's going to get anywhere near us. And they did that, and they went, well, let's just not do the 4th run. No point, we've got it in the bag. We are 8.85 seconds ahead of the competition.
Ahead after the first heat, so that's really good for them. Probably that's the way it's going to go. And of course, if they do get their 10 points, it's only looking at Pony Express are not to be ruled out.
I don't think they should.
Because if they come out this afternoon, I think they need to do it on their first run and blitz it. They could be right up there with Bruises Easily, but Bruises Easily look to be taking the intermediate this weekend so far, and there's a lot can happen, and that would of course give them the 10 points required to qualify into elite, and by the time we get to Sandringham they'll be in the elite, and that'll be a whole different ball game.
For me, these guys, Bruises Easily, go out there, and they're smashing it, almost like the way they're winning is like knights of old. Everyone else is squires in comparison to them.
And then if we go into the elite now, and the elite,
What a story!
What a heat! What a heat! It was absolutely probably one of the most changeable heats we've seen since Sandringham last year with the novice, where they were all fighting each other, and there was such a fight. First team to go out. I'm actually going to go through the races and try and remember how the tables changed throughout the competition, throughout that heat. So first to go out was Chill Winston, looking very good. Not the fastest run they're ever going to put in, but it was their first run of the day, which is always the most conservative. And but unfortunately, just before the end, Ryan fell off the board just before the end of the run. Then Consider It Done went out, scoring an 88.53, obviously putting them in first place. UK Border Force went out, 92.75. UK Consider It Done holding on to second place.
Dead Pigeon
launched
out over the start box. We all knew the 4-time national champions, they're just going to put down a time fast no matter what. And Ross came off. Just on the last corner
on the same corner
as
Ryan had come off, and obviously the horse rider's the same, so maybe the line or the acceleration that the horse rider Charlie Buss was taking was enough to put both those borders out in the same run. Despicable Minions go out, they got a miss on the weave, 112 seconds. Sudden Impact go out 84.11, and then Drag Act 82.6. So Consider It Done held on to first place pretty much for the most of that first rotation, and then they got dropped down to like third. Then we go into the second rotation, and Chill Winston went out 80.89, so that pushed them up into first place. Consider It Done didn't complete. I think they withdrew because they got a touch. UK Border Force then went out 82.77, which basically put them into around about third position. Then it was Dead Pigeons 80.64, so they went into first. Despicable Minions 98, so they improved on their time quite a lot. Sudden Impact 80.01, first place. Drag Act 82.65.
Staying very consistent there.
Yeah, but they did slip down the table just that little bit. They were 0.05 of a second slower, but they raced very well. And going through the weave, there was some great horse riding, great board riding. They really worked hard.
Almost the most determined I've seen the team go out on
very,
the track
very determined to race this weekend, and that was really lovely to see. Third rotation, Chill Winston didn't complete. Consider It Done didn't complete.
Chill Winston though, Ryan was boarding on 2 teams. He came out, and over the radios were going absolutely crazy, saying that he is so tired. He wanted a break a bit longer, but our pit manager said, no, you've chosen to race on 2 teams. You are going out if you want to race. And he just did not have the power to hold up.
In fairness, he's racing, which is a shame, because their split was the fastest split of the day so far. It was like 40 seconds halfway around the course. But then, so that was
Consider It Done came out, didn't complete, but then UK Border Force
79.6, and went again up into first place. So brilliant to them. Then Sudden Impact came out because
Dead Pigeons came out. They didn't complete. And Despicable Minions withdrew because they just wanted to save their horse.
Sudden Impact come out, 77.56, so they now take first place. Then Drag Act came out, 79.81, and they got into third place. So we're going to go through. So at the end of the first heat, we got Sudden Impact in the lead. But going from 7th to 1st, in 7th place was Despicable Minions, 98.67, with a 10-second deficit on 6th place, which is Consider It Done.
Yeah, Consider It Done, doing really well, holding on. Levi doing this course, is half a mile round, 800 metres, and he was putting down some good pace, some good speed as well.
And he matched Dead Pigeon on the split time on one of the runs. So, for that first half of the track, he was up there with him, but of course, it's that second half of the track which wore him out a little bit, which the thoroughbreds cope with a lot better.
But he was sat in 6th place with 88.53. 7.64
seconds behind 5th place, which is Chill Winston, who we saw won the last event, win the last event.
It's a table on its head.
But now the times start getting very, very close. So in 5th place, Chill Winston, 80.89. In 4th place, Dead Pigeons, 80.64. The difference there is 0.25 of a second.
And 0.83 of a second ahead of the Dead Pigeons is Dragact with a 79.81. Now, to go up into 2nd place, which is UK Border Force, they need 0.21 of a second. I haven't seen numbers like this since Tame.
Yeah, this is
2 years ago.
This is so tight. And then Sudden Impact, because they put that real good time down, they've got it's 2.04 seconds between 2nd and 1st. So what we're really looking at is that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are within a second of each other.
And of course, UK Border Force got a time of 79.6, just to put that down. So it does jump. 1st and 2nd, there's a real battle going on there. The Pigeons are going to come out this afternoon.
And I don't think UK Border Force got a clear run.
No, they got a touch.
Yeah, they got a touch. So actually, if they hadn't have got that touch, they'd have been 0.04 of a second difference between 1st and 2nd on one touch. It's so tight. It changed so much. It was one of the best elite classes I think I've ever seen. My hope is that they stay this tight till the end of the day. You know, that it is so close, because if it is tomorrow, and this is where you need to be getting in your cars and getting down here, because
well, it's up.
You know,
If
well,
you're in
depending
Scotland, get down here.
Yeah, if you're anywhere else in the country, so. But you know, get to the event, because it's going to be so close. They're going to race so hard, and it is going to come down to, I think, stamina of the board riders. So Chill Winston's going to struggle because Ryan's racing on 2 teams. It's going to come down to stamina of the horses, and it's going to come down to not having any big crashes which can stiffen the board riders up and cause them to slow up.
I have to say, watching Ross today, and it's the first time I've ever really seen it, he looked like the pressure was getting to him.
Well, he's got something to fight for now.
Yeah.
Normally, Ross is way out there in front of everybody, but you know, on this occasion, he's 3rd in the Border Championships. I mean, he's going to do his best to try and improve that. But I mean,
But with
really,
Dragact in front of him, really, he needs Dragact to come into 7th place, and he needs to be in 1st. Like that's what Ross is hoping for. But I don't think I see that happening.
No, because that means you're going to put 6 teams within 2 seconds, and consider it done. Despicable Minions being 2 of those teams. It'd be unusual. There's something very dramatic would have to happen. Teams would have to withdraw over the weekend for that scenario to play out. It could play out. Who knows? This is horseboarding. Anything can happen, and the showground's really filling up now. We are not far away. We are 43 minutes away from going into the Countryside Arena for the 2nd Intermediate and Equine America Cup novice competition. Before at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we're back with the elites for the close of day 1 of this awesome round 7, which we will be uploading a video as soon as we can this evening. So I look forward to seeing you there.
Winning.